Now, he came out by himself to say that 180 million naira that was donated into his NGO account has been stolen by hackers. Now, when I first saw this story, some part of me was really hoping that, oh, this is not true. We don't have another case of somebody being entrusted with public funds and then there's a mismanagement that he shared on his Instagram page. I think this was last week Friday. Distraught after a hacker gained access to his NGO's account and diverted the sum of 180 million naira. He also explained that in order to prevent more vulnerabilities, the NGO's app was shut temporarily for maintenance, and one of the suspects had been arrested by the law enforcement. Now, VeryDarkMan also came out to say for the past few days, I've not been myself. I'm here with Officer Jim to Jos. NGO money, somebody stole the money. Somebody hacked into the NGO website and I don't know how they did it. It's missing, but thank God we have tracked the person and we are on our way to Jos. They have arrested one person, and that is why I'm even saying it now. I'm excited that the account has been put on PND. The account now has 20 million naira left, while 160 million naira had been diverted to another account. We are currently going there to see how we can get the money back. I just want to update you people. I even had to shut down the app. I put it on maintenance so that people will not really see what is going on. But let me just come up plain and tell everyone what is going on. Hopefully, we will get the money back. And now, after posting all of these stories about the amount of money that was entrusted to someone, firstly, because he's a trusted public figure that everyone has seen, fighting the likes of Falana, what's his name again? Faz the bad guy, Tonto DK, Bobrisky, basically the voice of the oppressed. No one would expect that such a thing would happen. Now, I'm also hearing talks that, it's a prank. It's a prank. But before I even get on to sharing what my thoughts are, let's hear what Cassandra has to say about that. But the conversation basically will be about what does the denial of knowledge, because the police has also come out to say, he said he alerted the police about the 180 million naira that is missing from the account. And the police released an official statement saying, denying knowledge or investigating anything that is related to missing funds with the alleged 180 million naira involving VeryDarkMan. And he says they don't know anything about it. Now, my question is, what does that say about public trust in both individuals that we see as public figures, the law enforcement, and accountability in this part of the world? And how can citizens effectively demand transparency in such situations? These are the conversations we'll be having today on the General Open Banters. So what are your thoughts?
Well, I think I would also like to add that he has said about 78 million naira has been recovered. And that his NGO is receiving some type of threats. Well, I would say that no one is infallible. Anything can happen to anyone. And I think it just goes to show that so long as you are human, so long as you live or exist where other people are, there is that tendency that something would happen. I think someone asked the question that if this had happened to another person, what would be the reaction from VeryDarkMan? What would be the judgment? And it just gave me some time to have some kind of introspection that really, maybe sometimes we are quite judgmental about what other people do, or more, we accuse other people without really considering what we would have done if we were the person or if we were the people in their shoes. But away from that, I would say only God knows the truth, if VeryDarkMan is lying or is saying the truth, if something is going on. But for some people, like they have asserted that obviously all is not well, even though some people who you might consider are quite close to VeryDarkMan say that, it's just a prank, he just wants to joke and everything.
Joke with something of this magnitude.
The amusing part is the fact that even the police that he has said they are on top of the matter, trying to investigate, have said, we do not know what this guy is saying. We don't have an idea. And even the police officer that he claimed was with him, that was officer, and the guy was like, we'll find the money and everything. Police have said they don't know the guy. They issued a disclaimer sternly that they don't know who this person is. I think it's not even about the police. It's not even about the law enforcement agencies. It's about what we do with public trust, and how much of responsibilities we give to people, VeryDarkMan has been there, and you cannot really deny the impact he has made in different ways. But I think this particular incident just reinforces the fact that no one is infallible. Everyone is prone to fall. Everyone is prone to have their shortcomings, regardless of how much of some kind of pedestal you put them, or some kind of level that you feel the idea, maybe in character, in morality, and everything. People can fall at any time, but that is not to say they're not humans. People are humans, and that is why I always say that we must really take it very easy when we try to judge certain matters, because if you find yourself in that shoe, what are you going to do? I'm not one to be very harsh in saying, oh, because VeryDarkMan has stepped on toes, this should happen to him, or oh, this is what should go on. But for me, I would say that public money has been entrusted in him. I did not donate. I don't think anyone that I know donated money. That is not to say we do not believe in charity. We do believe in charity. And maybe if we had more to give, we would have given in that aspect. But we have not even finished doing the charity that is around us. But that is not to say that if you have the money, you won't donate. But what I'm trying to say is, at this point, VeryDarkMan needs to do everything possible to be more transparent. And I think if I was in the position to advise the Nigerian police, I do not know if the guy has gone to them, but I think that at this point, he also needs to clarify on that to know what is what. Because for the Nigerian police to come out and say, we don't know what this guy is saying, then there is a big elephant there in the room. Because he is saying that the law enforcement agency is aware that this is going on. And I'm even here with one of their officers. We are going to Jos. They went to Jos allegedly, and now they've been able to recover 78 million naira. And then suddenly he's telling us that the other person has run to Ghana
with the same amount of money.
Is he doing all of this in isolation, or is he doing this with the consent of the Nigerian police force? Because it's not just about VeryDarkMan, it's about public trust, about the monies that have been entrusted in his care, and the fact that if this does not go well, if it continues to go south, people will not want to donate sometime, and it has a way of impeding on, you know, what it's about charity, the goodness, the greater good of everyone. I think trying to bring up a charity trust where people would donate money and you would take care of other people, or say for the less privileged, it's something very commendable. But what happens if this issue is not resolved and then
monies are being mismanaged?
What is going to happen at the end of the day? So I think that
thank you so much for that. But we need to cash out, guys, and you know we need money every step of the way. So please keep it locked in here. It's Martha and Cassandra. More on this conversation when we get back.
No offense to the commercials. It's just that we want to see other audio. Eagles 102.3.
Please listen to this announcement. Farex Borehole. We are competent. We are committed. We are simply for your borehole services and survey, for your borehole drilling or any of your borehole challenges. Call us on 080-3596-5170 or 080-3596-5170, or you can visit at the Goshen Plaza opposite Jabi Motor Park, Abuja.
Power. There is power in this place.
Abuja, get ready for December 31st night's New Year's Eve service with Pastor Chris. A time of divine direction into 2025 with the Spirit of the Living God. Date is Tuesday, December 31st, 2024. Venue is number 1, Chris Oyakilome Crescent off Christ Embassy Boulevard, Arab Road, Kubwa, Abuja. Time 8 p.m. prompt. Don't miss this night of the word. True worship, the miraculous, where the glory and power of God shall be made manifest to chart your way to 2025. For further inquiries, call the numbers 0706-714-7841 or 0810-792-5165. Remember, one word from God will change your life forever. Powered by Christ Embassy Kubwa Group, Christ Embassy Abuja Zone 1.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
I suppose it was inevitable.
Eagles 102.3.
Are you guys ready?
Eagles
Sounds like this.
I don't wanna be somebody without your body. Makes it harder, better, faster.
102.3 Abuja.
All right, welcome back and thanks for staying right there. It's Eagles 102.3 FM and this is your radio experience you can count on. It's 33 minutes gone past the hour of 10. And yes, this is the General Open Banters and we have been talking about the VeryDarkMan saga and all of the intricacies of the case. I mean, Cassandra was onto some very strong points before we went out on the break. And one thing I would say is, personally, I don't think it's a case of, oh, he has stepped on so many people's toes and that means he deserves what he's going through. But it's one thing that I live by, and that is, do to others what you want to be done unto you. This is the golden rule, and anybody that is of the same faith as me also knows that this is the golden rule. You do to others what you want them to do to you. Now, the problem I have personally, not the problem basically, with the VeryDarkMan is not what he says, it's how he says it. Because many times, we have seen him post out stories online. Some of them, he posts out these claims, and the people that are concerned or the people that are involved in the stories come out to say, oh, you didn't verify about this story before you came out to say something. You know, you are saying things that you don't know. You are making assumptions that you don't know. And most recently will be that of the Falaners, where he assumed that the likes of Fowles, the bad guy, is not a straight person, where he also assumed that the Falana was paid by Bobrisky to cover up some crimes and all of that. These are things that are not properly verified by you. And at the end of the day, he was slammed with a lawsuit, you know, to pay some amount of money for defamation of character. Now, what this says is, number one, like you said, nobody is infallible. I mean, there are things that will happen to you. There are things that will happen to people, and you isolate yourself from such incidents, saying that, oh, it can never be me. It can never happen to me. But life happens, right? And we do agree that this might even be someone trying to sabotage the name of this person, right? But also, I have a problem with somebody coming out to put such a serious statement and then coming out to say is a prank. And this is where I have a problem. This is why I raised up the concern with the law enforcement agency. Recently, this guy has also been arrested for putting on the uniform of the Nigerian police force, a force member, and making a video. He was arrested for that reason. Now, coming out again and assuming that, calling the Nigerian police into a case and saying, oh, they are fully aware of this, you know, they know this, they know that, and the police coming out to say clearly that they know absolutely nothing about this case, just tells the kind of I don't want to say I'm trying to look for a word that doesn't seem like out of place, but this person, I think, is taking that particular agency or that force for granted, because you cannot come. I can't say that, or maybe my organization says, oh, this thing went wrong and Cassandra knows absolutely nothing about it, and I call Cassandra and say she's there, she's aware, and she knows absolutely nothing about it. Nobody takes such a thing lightly. Something needs to be done about people. I mean, this is the law enforcement agency. You cannot just walk out and now include them in something that you are not fully sure of. Number one, if this is a prank, I think that the people who have come together to play such a prank, an unreasonable prank, should be held responsible by the Nigerian police force, because you cannot make a caricature of an entire government body. This is a national body. I mean, it's not a joke. You cannot make such assertions about an organized body and get away with it. Now, number two, you said this amount of money was missing. Nobody doubts hacking the bank account, because it has happened many times. In fact, I've shared a story here one time where my boss, you know, was a certain amount of money was taken from his account, and he went to the bank, and the bankers were making some very derogatory comments and all of that. It's very possible for an account to be hacked from a website. What bank will allow the transaction without calling to verify the amount of money that is? Because banks have limits too, you know. So I don't think any bank will allow it's a public fund. There are rules that guide this kind of funds. It's not something that you can just withdraw and take into any account. A bank must authorize it. So what kind of bank will authorize the transfer of such an amount of money without calling the necessary bodies to confirm whether or not that kind of transaction should be made? And this is where my suspicion is right on. What bank will make such a transaction without first calling to confirm or without sending? There's a two-step verification. There are things that need to be done before such an amount of money is transferred. That's number one. Number two, let's just leave it at that so that we don't keep going on and on about this conversation. But the phone lines will be open right about now, and you guys let us know what you think about this particular issue. Remember, we're talking about public trust. How can it, who do you even make celebrities? Who do you make public figures? A person who can make such assertions, who can come out and make such bold claims and later say, it's a prank. Does that even make any sense? 09073 5300 or 090 8766 and 88. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Mata.
Hi, Soso. Good morning, and thanks for joining us on the show.
Morning, Cassie.
Hi, Soso. Good morning.
Mata. Yes.
Yeah, compliment. I don't know. I'm really feeling bitter, and I also try to rearrange my words, right?
All right, go on.
Mata, I'm speaking from a hacker, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, life in the kitchen is kitchen intensive, right?
Of course.
The knife in your bed, in your bedroom is a weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a problem with, not really a problem, I have issues with VeryDarkMan, right?
Okay.
Not knowing the law does not exonerate you when you commit this crime. First of all, if your money is moved from a bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, is your bank that will give you a statement telling you how your money was moved, how it went, what happened to your money. If you are not satisfied, that is when you cannot take the legal or maybe take the appropriate authority, involve the appropriate authority.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, the bank has not issued any statement. You have actually made that bank to look so vulnerable to the eyes of the people now.
Exactly.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you are tagging that bank as a bank that does not have the credibility to hold such amount of money.
Okay.
You don't have any right to start on your own doing the when the bank has not issued. Let him bring the statement of what the bank has showed to him, where they move the money to.
Mm-hmm.
If the bank say, "Oh, this money was moved in a virtual account, it was moved into so this," we cannot identify, cannot be. That is where you can now move to get the authorities involved. Secondly, right? You are not an investigator as a person.
Yeah.
You are not a recovery agent.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you don't have anything that will warrant you. Number one, you are not even a cyber security expert. So you don't have anything that will make you say, okay, I want to do this on my own.
Yeah.
Right? And then the image of the police is tagging them they are aware. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they come they are not aware. If you want to make it a prank or not a prank, don't involve the authority. There is what is called misguided information.
Exactly.
If some people give us a fake news, by the time you come back tomorrow, okay, that thing you said this was fake news, that same people will not be available there at that same time.
Mm-hmm.
They must come out with that fake news, spread it. So before you come back to okay, let me now adjust my ways and everything. It has gone far.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he stands. I really don't know. Maybe it's not an risk. I have issue with him the way he follow up his things because he do things like you are not an authority.
Okay, thank you.
You are
so
not a recovery agent. You are not anything. So that's the way you channel your issues.
All right. Thank you so much.
For other people.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Soso, for joining us on the show today. Let's keep it coming through. What are your thoughts about this 180 million naira saga and all of the conversations that have ensured from that? What is the pronouncement that is made by VeryDarkMan? The numbers to call remain 09073 5300 or 090876688 and 88. Remember, we have a WhatsApp number and it's very active. Please do well to reach us on WhatsApp via calls, text messages, voice notes on 090970544 and 50. Give us a call and let's get talking. No? Over to you. Okay, all right. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Mata and Kathy.
Hi, Uche. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, Uche, let's hear you. What are your thoughts?
Martha, you see, in as much as I have nothing against VeryDarkMan as a person, but I'm only against some of the things that he do and posted publicly without proper verification as a person. A person of his personality, a social media personality, should be able to confirm his information, get their facts right before coming out on a public space. If not, he will just end up messing himself up. That is the only thing I have against him. And so, if he's trying to create a content, to make a content with all of this, I think it's very wrong.
Absolutely.
And I think this should be a wake-up call for our security agents, for all those prank players or prankers. There are some certain things that should not be taken for granted. Because the level of this prank of a thing that is going, one day you just see a cough, they dump a cough and say, look at the camera, and you know somebody is gone. I think they should, our security agents should be able to ensure that all of this prank.
But I think you know that the security agency at a time put out a circular when about this particular prank. I think, I don't know, is it Cute Abiola or someone played a prank like that and he was arrested, and Nigerians let all hell loose, talking about how this is how the person is surviving and the government is trying to take away food from the mouth of the people. So the same Nigerians will kick against this.
Martha, you see, one thing with us is that I often say it in this station, we have more of audio this thing laws that are not implemented. If they make it that anybody who faulted the law should pay the ultimate price, we the entire masses, no matter how we shout, definitely the rule may not favor everybody. People, there is nothing you do that people will not criticize you. Get that first, whether good or bad. But when you are doing the right thing, you don't need anybody to tell you or to praise you for doing the right thing. But all you know is that you do the right thing, and that thing other people may learn from it, and it will also come as a deterrent, whether they like it or not.
All right.
But in a situation whereby everybody is just silent, it becomes the norm, and things will keep on going from bad to worse. I don't think VeryDarkMan should be able to be getting his facts right. I don't have anything against him as a person. As a person, I don't hate people, but I may have some reservations about your character and your doings. Apart from that, I have nothing against him. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Uche, for that contribution. Let's keep it coming through. 09073 5300 and 44 or 09087 6688 and 88. The WhatsApp number is 09097 0544 and 50. We're talking about the 180 million naira that was allegedly stolen from the NGO's fund account that was opened by a VeryDarkMan. Let's keep it coming. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Martha.
Yes, welcome and thanks for joining us.
Okay. Good morning from Kogi.
All right. Good to have you talk to us.
My take on all this is simple. I think VeryDarkMan is trying to create a content for himself and he's going the wrong way. So, it might not even be the wrong way, starting from the point of introducing an officer. Police has denied that they didn't know him.
Okay.
What I can say is that in the society you have situations that people will use, could be retired officers, like using them to help their cause. This is an officer, and the officer will go down and help the cause, especially when it comes to all these monetary issues. And they can also use people who have access to banking facilities to say, go do this for me, without going to the bank authorities to get the information. And the information we're having inside, they say the other person has gone as a Ghana. All this information can be stored outside approved authorities. And I think what is trying to portray that there are certain things that are going on in this crime that are not following the statute.
Due process.
So I think that's my take.
All right. Thank you so much. We hear you. Let's take a bit of swipe to the WhatsApp number. This one says, good morning to you. When EFCC said Yahoo Boys hacked their account, Mr. VeryDarkMan is the first person that said EFCC's. I'm Abdul Majid Yusuf from 3rd Avenue, Gwarinpa, Abuja. Thank you so much, Abdul Majid. Now, this one says also good morning, Martha and Cassandra. Good morning to you. He says, this is Mr. Uche from Central Area. The VeryDarkMan is gradually constituting himself an authority unto himself. Okay, that's an error. How is it possible to recover such amount of money when he's not a recovery agency? And secondly, how are we sure that the stated sum by him was actually moved out from his account? There's a lot that is not being said here. The Nigerian police should put their foot down to stop this macabre dance by VeryDarkMan and his likes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Uche. Let's hear what you have to say. All right, keep it coming through. The numbers are still very much active. 09073 5300 and 44 or 090876688 and 88. On Facebook, we have one message. It says, in the first place, I have never agreed any money was missing. What goes around surely comes around. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mata.
Welcome, and thanks for joining us. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, this is Godwin. How you doing now?
Very well, Godwin. I hope you're having a good time too.
Yeah.
All right, go.
Calling from you.
All right, tell us. Oh no, sorry about that. Please do well to give us a call back. We want to hear from you, and let's get this conversation rolling on 09073 5300 and 44. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, ma.
Yes, welcome and thanks for joining us. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Oh no. What's going on? Please do well to check your network settings to ensure that, we can have a very smooth running here on radio today. The numbers remain 09073 5300 and 44 or 09087 6688 and 88. We're talking about the 180 million naira that was allegedly stolen from VeryDarkMan's NGO's account. And a lot has been said. And like the last person who sent a message talked about the fact that he is gradually constituting himself an agency, that is going after other agencies. And my problem is anybody can want to fact check. Anybody can want to. There are agencies that are responsible for this, right? But as a citizen of Nigeria, you can also ask questions. You are within your right to ask certain questions. But you cannot investigate a criminal matter by yourself. It's okay to want to create pointers, to the police. So this is where I think something went wrong. This is what I think is going on. Providing them with the necessary information so that they know how to go after who. But doing that by your own self is questionable, because in what capacity, really? Let's keep it coming through. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, Mata, this is Godwin.
All right, Godwin, let's hear you.
Okay. You see, in this matter of a VeryDarkMan, number one, make I start now, explain myself. Me, I don't like that guy. From day one, I don't like him.
Why?
And that normally say I go talk something against him. If I see the truth, I don't go talk. You understand? It's just that natural. You understand? I don't like him. So you see this money now. The VeryDarkMan never tell us the truth. You understand? I see the video. If you even see the way he explain himself, no remorse, nothing. Just today they explain say by God grace he will recover and he don't retrace the money. It's like saying 10,000 naira we talk about. You understand? Now he what he is telling us that money is not moving him. You understand? Who cares money is not moving him? Then what happened to the money? You understand? You see, the only thing making me, I don't like that guy because he is totally behind. He did the way the guy did things.
All right.
It's not proper.
Okay.
You just blackmail people, they broadcast anybody when you see without proper investigation.
Okay.
How many cases where that guy don't come? Like, I don't know if they shut up for jail. I don't know how much he gets. It's not like I'm happy for him or for what happened to him. I'm not happy. But I think he deserves it.
No. So the thing is, it's not about whether he deserves it or not. The point is not attacking the personality of VeryDarkMan. We're attacking the situation surrounding the missing funds, right? So let's just get it very straight. Whether or not, yes, whether or not I like VeryDarkMan or anybody likes him is completely out of the equation right now. What we're talking about is the situation about the missing funds. And thank you so much for giving us your 2 cents on that.
The missing money.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for giving us your 2 cents. Yes, people have people that they like. I mean, it's not in my place to tell you who to like and who not to like. That's entirely your responsibility. But the question here and conversation here remains the situation surrounding that amount of money that was being taken from the account. Now, the truth is, if I claim to be a person of integrity and I question the integrity of others, I must make sure that I am not found wanting. We know what is said in the law, that he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. So if you must, you can't be something, or you can't demand something that you cannot give. It's completely out of place. It's completely out of the equation. So if you have now made yourself an authority and you're saying, okay, this is not wrong, this is wrong, this shouldn't be so. Now, much as there are so many cases that he has done or handled the wrong way, there are also so many people he has also helped to get justice. How he gets the justice for the people is not one that I automatically recommend. It's not one that I recommend 100%. I encourage people to be civil in their dealings. I encourage people to do things appropriately, right? So whether or not you have the authority, whether or not you have the platform, whether or not people listen to you, you must be able to pass across your message in a coherent manner. And that's one thing I'm 100% trying to vote for any day and any time. Now, before we conclude this conversation, one thing I'd like to say again is, many times when people do good, it eventually turns out to be something that is not very encouraging, and people might want to opt out of giving another time. Because Nigerians are fond of, oh, when this amount of money is being called, we need to do this for the people, we need to do this. You don't verify the efficiency of the platform with which you are giving these things out to. Cassandra said something when we started the show, and she said, I didn't personally contribute to that fund, and I don't know anybody who had contributed to that fund, right? Everybody must not contribute. But if you must contribute to such a platform, do your due diligence by just verifying that these monies will be used. It's okay to be emphatic towards the plight of others. It's also very okay to feel the pain that others feel, and it's okay to reach out to them in the way that you want to. But we'll continue to have a case of mismanagement of these funds when we don't verify the channels through which we give out these monies. Because before you know it, 200,000 naira, 200 million naira is given to somebody. In what capacity is VeryDarkMan owning an NGO? Is it properly registered? Is there an accountability platform that can tell us how these monies are being utilized? Can we verify how the monies are being distributed? We must learn to refrain from doing things with our emotions. Logic is very important. While we empathize with the people that go through what they go through, it is only logical that we find out that the monies that we are going to be giving out to alleviate the suffering of people will be utilized effectively. Not just throwing out the money there without fully or carefully verifying these channels. I think this is my 2 cents when it comes to this issue. And I don't know if you have anything else to say.
Yeah, I just want to add that I think we have issues with the kind of people we elevate, because I'm not trying to say people need to be perfect for them to be celebrated in the society. And like I stated earlier, VeryDarkMan has made his own impact. There are certain things that he has done as a person, but I think we have a problem distinguishing who should be what in the society and how they should be placed. Exactly. I think, how did VeryDarkMan elevate himself to a point where he is the one that is doing everything that is supposed to be in the we already have a framework of law and order. We already have people who are saddled with that responsibility. Agencies, yes, we may have our opinions about the fact that some of them might be corrupt and everything, but we still know that at least we are still managing the way it is, and there is always hope for better in the country. And I think it's as a result of that people like VeryDarkMan keep emerging every time, because of the wrath in the system, the need for us to actually do better as a country. But that is not to say that he should turn to be like every other thing he has been fighting against. I think at the same time, we should be careful about the people we
Elevate.
elevate
Give that
to
platform.
hero status, we should be able to question them, because as it is right now, there are some people that do not see anything wrong in this. Someone is saying that some money that was donated to him is missing, and he comes back to say, oh, the money has been found, oh, he has recovered. He is recovering the money in what capacity? And who is he working with? Especially now that the most civil law enforcement agency that we know in the country has denied knowledge of anything he's talking about. I think that people should ask the right questions. And one thing for me is we should be careful about the people we make heroes in the society. Yes, I know that the rot is there, and you cannot take away what he has done as an individual, but we should always hold people to account, no matter how highly placed or no matter how opinionated we feel they are as people.
All right, and that ends it all for this hour. Thank you guys so much for coming through, and we'll see you again in the next day. We're talking about your mind and body. This is Martha, and
Cassandra.
keep it
Good
locked
morning.
in.